Hello, hello everyone. I'm back to my house. Okay, I'm sharing screen. Do you want to mute yourself? Yes. Okay. Welcome, welcome. We will get started in just 1 minute. Just a few are here. We're waiting for just 2 more members to come in. Okay, so we are getting started. Today we have the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali book review. I hope some of you have read it. It's kind of a long book. It took me about 9 hours. Usually other books usually take about like 5, 4. The previous book was just like 3 hours. The one with money isn't you. Money isn't the problem. So the previous book that we read was really short. This one was a little longer. All right, today we are going to do the self-sabotage clearing session. We also have the silent mantra meditation as usual. Today we will be doing manifestation through quantum jump. This is a big book, as I said. So this particular book consists of about 200 sutras, and that's what it is called. And it is all about yoga, what yoga really is. But when we hear this word yoga, we usually think about the physical yoga. But only when we read this book, we will know that the word yoga has a bigger meaning to it. The physical yoga is just a small element of the actual yoga. And this talks about the 200 sutras. Now, this particular book is actually used as a kind of a Bible by a lot of people, which it is followed because what this contains, maybe we can call it as life principles that we can follow. And this also tells a lot about mind control. So let's get started about yoga. So the physical yoga was primarily designed to facilitate the real practice of yoga, which is understanding and complete mastery over the mind. So as I said, the word yoga, we think of it only as physical yoga, but actual yoga is understanding and complete mastery over the mind control, so to speak. The actual meaning of yoga is science of the mind. Raja Yoga, there's different types of yoga, and there's this Raja Yoga, which is what this particular book covers a lot, which means the mental science. The primary text of Raja Yoga is called the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, which is what this book is all about. And sutra literally means a thread. And according to this book and the author, he says, every teacher who picks up this book and learns it and teaches yoga to their followers is like a bead on the thread, right? There are different beads that we can put. So each one takes it and adds a unique taste to it. So, but what goes underneath it is that thread. So that's what this sutra is all about. And there are almost 200 sutras, which is divided into 4 sections in this book. And sutras themselves range from, it comes from 5000 BC to 300 AD. And Sri Patanjali, according to the book, they don't even know when Sri Patanjali actually lived. It is expected about 5000 BC. So that's when all of this were coined. And he is also considered as the father of yoga. And the goal of Raja Yoga is total transformation of an individual with likes and dislikes, pains and pleasures, successes and failures, to a stage of permanent peace, joy, selfless dedication to the entire creation. Now, when we think of these words like sage and monk and yogis, we always get a picture of somebody sitting in forest, renouncing all the worldly pleasures, right? But I think we can call that as ancient yogis. But is it possible for us to become the modern yogis with all sorts of material wealth and things that we need, but at the same time, at heart, can we become like them? So that's what I would call as the modern yogis, and it is possible for us to live a modern life at the same time, have that kind of compassion for the entire creation, as how it talks here, the permanent peace and joy and selfless dedication to the entire creation. So that's my viewpoint towards that. That's a question you need to ask, because the universe will give you the answer if you're willing to ask the question. Sorry, I think that slide is not supposed to be here. Anyways, in this particular presentation, I'm gonna talk about 3 major sutras. Again, as I said, there's 200 sutras in this book, but this sutra number 2 kind of consists the major idea of the whole book. And these sutras are usually written in the Sanskrit language, and it says here as yogas chitta vritti nirodha. So that's how it's pronounced in Sanskrit. And what I did was I actually listened to the audio version of the book along with the text version, the Kindle version of the book. So that's how I usually read a book. So I'm using all of my senses to absorb the material. So it was nice that I got the audio version of the book, because all of these Sanskrit terms of sutras are actually said in a mantra format in the audio version, which you obviously wouldn't have gotten with a written text book, right? And that was so nice, because I heard this old lady beautifully sing each of these sutras as a beautiful Sanskrit mantra, and that sound itself was like a kind of sound healing there. Okay, so what this means is the restraint of the modifications of the mind stuff is yoga. Now I know those words, the restraint and the modifications, what that really means. If you can control the rising of the mind into ripples, you will experience yoga, is what he says. The extraordinary experience gained by controlling the modifications of the mind is itself called yoga. Now, obviously, when we read these statements, we are not going to understand what that means. So what I love about the book is every sutra, he has given a beautiful example for our normal human mind to understand. So here is the example of this particular sutra. Let's say you are you're quietly sitting, enjoying the solitude, when a nice smell comes from the kitchen. The moment the manas, again, these words are Sanskrit words, the moment the manas are the desiring part of the mind. So he's dividing the mind into 3 parts. One he calls the desiring part of the mind. So the moment the desiring part of the mind records that I'm getting a fine smell from somewhere, the buddhi, which is the intellect or the discriminative faculty of the brain. So this is the second part of the brain, which discriminates, what is that smell? I think it's cheese. How nice. What kind? Swiss. Yes, it's Swiss cheese. Then once the buddhi decides, yes, it's a nice piece of Swiss cheese, like you enjoyed in Switzerland last year, the ahamkara, which is the third portion of the brain, which he says is the ego or the I feeling of it, says, oh, is it so? Then I should have some now. So as you can see, this whole scenario might happen in a fraction of a second for us in our brains. But he says it's usually in a sequential way with 3 different parts of the mind, helping us go through this particular experience. And these 3 things happen one at a time, but it happens so quickly that we cannot distinguish between them. These modifications, this is what he calls as modifications, changes in our mind. These modifications give rise to the effort to get the cheese. The want was created, and unless you fulfill it by peeping into the kitchen and eating the cheese, your mind won't go back to its original peaceful condition. It's a funny example, but it's something that happens in our everyday life. Now, this is a simple example where he's just talking about a cheese in the kitchen with just a smell. But if you look back at our lives, everything that we want in our life, the comfort, even the sole purpose that we are trying to achieve, all of that is created by the same method, right? We always want something that helps us go towards it. So normally you are in the peaceful state. That is the natural condition of the mind. But these chitta vritas, the chitta vritas means the modifications of the mind, disturb that peace. So he says your mind is normally in that peaceful state, but the three parts of the mind goes through and creates these kinds of wants and desires, which then disturbs the normal peaceful state of our mind. So all the differences in the outside world are the outcome of your mental modifications, the changes that's happening in your mind from time to time. He gives another example here to explain this particular statement. So let's go through this example as well, and then we will sum up this particular sutra. The example here, imagine you have not seen your father since your birth, and he turns when you are 10 years old. He knocks at the door. Opening it, you see a strange face. You run to your mama saying, "Mama, there's a stranger at the door." Your mama comes and sees her long-lost husband. With all joy, she receives him and introduces him as your father. You say, "Oh, my daddy." A few minutes before, he was a stranger, and now he has become your daddy. Did he change into your daddy? And the author says, no, he is the same person. You created the idea of stranger, then changed it to daddy. That's all. The entire outside world is based on your thoughts and mental attitude. The entire world is your own projection. That's a beautiful example to explain this particular statement. I think most of the healing modalities and everything, all of our work entitles this, that the whole world is what we are projecting with our mind beliefs. And that simple example is so beautiful. So if you can control over the thought forms and change them as you want, you are not bound by the outside world. There's nothing wrong with the world. You can make it heaven or hell according to your approach. So that is why the entire yoga is based on the chitta vritti nirodha, which we spoke about, the restrictions that we can have on the mental modifications. If you control your mind, you have controlled everything. Then there is nothing in this world to bind you. So that's what he says. This entire yoga itself is about mind control. And today, as you remember, we are doing the self-sabotage healing session. And it is so beautiful that we are reading these messages before the session, because all the self-sabotage that we are having in our minds, it's just our mind chatter. Is there any truth to it, or is it just our projection of ourselves? And when we know the truth behind everything, how easier will it be for us to let go of that self-sabotage? Now, to help us get there, there's this another beautiful sutra in the book, the sutra number 4. Vritti sarupyam itaratra is what I feel it is. At other times, the self appears to assume the forms of the mental modifications. Now, this needs explanation as well. What this means is, you seem to have lost your original identity and have identified with your thoughts and your body. Suppose I ask you who you are. These words are exactly copy-pasted from the book. If you say, I'm a man, you have identified yourself with a masculine body. If you say I'm a professor, you are identifying with the ideas gathered in your brain. If you say I'm a millionaire, you are identifying yourself with your bank account. I'm tall, short, black, white, all of that shows your identification with the shape and color of your body. But without any identifications, who are you? Now that's a difficult question, and we can keep searching answer for that particular question all through our lifetime. Who are you? Because whenever somebody asks us, who are you? We obviously reply by our name. But that name belongs to this body, belongs to this mind. So I might say I'm a girl, I'm a woman, I'm a healer, whatever, right? All of those I am something comes from our assumptions of we are this body, we are this mind, we are this world that we are in. But as per the author, we are much more than any of these. When you really understand that, you will see we are all the same. If you detach yourself completely from all the things you have identified yourself with, you realize yourself as the pure I. In that pure I, there is no difference between you and me. You call something a dog because it has a dog's body. The spirit in a dog and in the human are one and the same. If I use the term spirit, I meaning the author, if I use the term spirit or self, you might hesitate to believe me. But if a physicist says the wall is nothing but energy, then you will believe it. So using the scientist's language, there is nothing but just energy everywhere. The same energy appears in different forms to which we also give different names. We call it the tree, we call it the river, we call it the table, we call it the human, we call it the animal. But what the author says is it's the same energy in different forms. We call it differently. So the form and name are just different versions of the same energy. According to yogic scientists such as Patanjali and even many modern scientists, behind the different forms of energy is one unchanging consciousness, or the spirit or self. Now that's a beautiful sutra which kind of entitles, I think, a huge and broad concept of all. When we understand that completely and take it in, I think that is itself a solution to most of the problems that we are facing in life. Because some of us have problems with, oh, I am fat, I look ugly, I am whatever, that we relate with our body. But what if your body is not even you? Right? If your body is not you, then you wouldn't be concerned about how your body looks and feels. The same way, whether it is our financial life or our relationships and any of those external things that we are, and even self-sabotage for that reason. So this, again, all of this information nicely, gets into the self-sabotage that we are going to work with. So if you are this one consciousness which created this whole world, which is around us everywhere, if you are this part of this divine being that you are, how can you ever self-sabotage yourself? All of our self-sabotage, which is like, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve, I'm bad, whatever. All of that is coming from our assumption that we are this body and mind. Once we separate ourselves from, okay, this is the body that I'm in, this is the mind that I am in, and take yourself separate from it, then you know, okay, all of these limitations apply to this body and mind, but not to me. I am this divine being, this consciousness, which runs through every single atom of the whole universe. I am that powerful. How can I ever self-sabotage myself if I think that I am that consciousness, rather than me thinking that I am Vishnupriya, I am this body, I am this mind, I am this person, right? So this consists of the solution for all our problems in our lives. The more we can take it and absorb it, and this is why I usually say, rather than saying I and my body, the more we separate ourselves from this external appearance, the easier for us to let go of those limitations, of those self-sabotaging and any other kind of limiting beliefs. Moving on, Sutra number 5. I have no clue how to read this, by the way. Okay, I'm going to let it be that way. There are 5 kinds of mental modifications which are either painful or painless. Now, what that means is, uh, this goes in great detail, but I'm going to just give you a quick overview on that. We can use the trick of developing certain positive thoughts while removing negative thoughts. And here he says about the painful thoughts, painless thoughts. So he is classifying all our thoughts into 2 big bubbles, one set which is called the painful thoughts and the other set which is called the painless thoughts. When we say to the mind, okay, we can say to the mind, all right, if you want to create some thoughts, go ahead. If you create thoughts that will bring you pain, you are the one who will suffer. If you are selfish, you will suffer later on. I don't want to kill you. I'm your friend. I'm interested in your welfare and peace. So please listen to me. Do not create thoughts that will rebound on you. Forget your selfishness, make others happy, and you will be the happiest person. So here the author, as I said, divides the whole thoughts into painful thoughts, painless thoughts. And he also says, selfish thoughts are the ones that brings us pain, whereas selfless thoughts puts us into peace. Right here, selfish thoughts will bring misery and selfless ones leaves us in peace. We have to watch our thoughts carefully and become analysts. This itself is the yoga practice, watching your own thoughts and analyzing them. Now, he also gives a beautiful example for this as well, which I don't think I have typed it here. He says, love, for example, let's take love relationship. Love relationship for most of us starts in a beautiful, happy, painless thought. But he says after some time, it starts creating pain. The same love relationship, once which was beautiful, starts bringing us pain at a later time. Does that mean anything to do with love is painful? Not really. The author says, the pain that is created by the love relationship at a later time comes only because of our selfishness. That's because we are expecting, even though we love this person, there is our inner expectations that this person has to do me this, and this. And when those expectations are not met, that's when the love relationship starts creating pain in our lives. So again, it's just summing up. When we think of this word selfish, we might have only like small set of things that we might be thinking. But even in this case, where we are expecting somebody to do something for us, and the whole love exists only because of those expectations that this person is going to do this for us, even that is a selfish thought. When we are completely selfless, when we are not expecting anything of anybody, we are completely selfless of just giving what it is that we have for them, then nothing can cause pain in us, is what the author says. Now, for us to reach that level, I think we might need 1,000 lifetimes. Anyways, we are just learning all of that. Okay, so that's the sum up of this particular book. This is not something that we can read for once and just keep it away. This book, as I said, it's kind of Bible. It lays beautiful foundations. I really, really hope all of these books were taught to me while I was young in my primary school. But yes, nothing is too late. At least now I'm getting a chance to learn all of that. As I said, this is kind of a Bible, which is something to be read over and over again. And it also consists of a lot of practical things that we can put into our lives. and start practicing yoga in this manner, rather than just the mind and physical body connection, yoga is much, much deeper than that. And there are beautiful practices that this book gives as well. So whenever you find time, maybe this should be a book that you can invest your time in. Okay. So today's silent mantra meditation is Aim. And just a brief about silent mantra meditation. This particular book as well said a little bit about that, which I wasn't able to type it down because we had only 30 minutes. But what it said was, it's when you are silent, completely silent. Even our modern type of meditations, where we do meditations with music, even that is not true meditation. The true meditation is when we are totally, completely silent, not even a guided meditation, but just pure silence. That's when we will be able to connect with our inner self, the soul, the spirit. And that's what liberates us, is what few of the notes in the book as well says. And the whole silent mantra meditation comes from the yogic practices. And the mantra, what it helps us is to do two things. When you are sitting in silent mantra meditation for 15 minutes during our healing sessions, this is first of all something that is recommended if you would like to do it. It's usually done every day morning, at least 15 minutes. That's how this is practiced. But if you don't have enough time, at least we are doing it during the healing session. So what this helps us do, by repeating mantra in our mind, it just gives our mind some work to do, because our minds always love to have 1,000 thoughts at a time. It is like a super fast, heavy computer wants to work all the time. So when you're giving a mantra to keep repeating, you're just giving it like a task to do. Okay, my dear mind, here is what you have to do for the next 15 minutes. Keep repeating this particular mantra. So that is one benefit to it. And the second one is the sound of this particular, again, the sound healing, the sound alchemy. When we are even repeating that in our mind, that sound is being heard inside of us. It's not required that we have to hear it loud, but inside of us, when that particular sound is being repeated, all of these mantras that we are using in this particular program, all of these words, the sound of these words are what matters. And we started off with Om, for example. Om is the sound of the universe. All of these words helps us connect with the divine, the spiritual side of the universe, and it helps us align and increase our vibrations, letting go of the human that we are and aligning ourselves with that kind of vibrational frequency of this particular sound. So that's what we are doing with silent mantra meditation. And this particular sound, which is Aim, is the seed sound, which is associated with the feminine Saraswati, who rules artistic and scientific endeavors, music and education. The same principle governs the development and manifestation of spiritual knowledge, good education, memory and intelligence, and musical skill. Now, even though it doesn't talk about abundance and all of that which we love, this talks about education and knowledge. Now, some of my videos, if you have seen it previously, I always talk about wisdom is our wealth. And when we are using this particular mantra, it is tuning into our knowledge, it is tuning into our educational side of things. And after doing this particular mantra meditation, tomorrow you might even have an idea that comes to you, that kind of knowledge, that kind of spark that all of us need, which helps us take the next step in our lives. So how abundance might be important, but we will go to abundance only by seeking knowledge and education. So this is like the primary step of all. So that's what we are going to do today. And next week, my goodness, this is another beautiful book that I think all of us should read. And most of you, some of you at least, would have read it already. This is like another huge Bible, which is totally coming from different part of the world. The Yoga Sutras, the book that we read today, is coming from the Indian ancient tradition. But again, as you know, this is totally coming from different part of the world. But I'm sure this book is gonna feel like as if the second part of this week's book. So all of this information ties up. And I really love that how we are getting to read authors of all different times in history, but all of them bring us almost similar kind of information that helps us, first of all, believe in this information, and then as well take action and change our lives. Okay, so another beautiful week and another beautiful book that's coming up next week. That's it. Wow, I'm on time today. Okay, so we are now getting started with our healing meditation. You can drink some water, make yourself comfortable. Okay, self-sabotage. Are you now ready to release all of that? It's just our mind chatter. It has nothing. Whatever your mind is telling about you, it has nothing to do with the actual you, right? And the minute we let go of all of that self-sabotage, that's when we can free ourselves. Okay, so let's get started. Get ready to let go of all self-sabotage, and then you can close your eyes. Take a deep breath and focus into your heart. Allowing all of that information that we learned to sink in from our conscious mind into our subconscious, taking in all the lessons that the book taught us, realizing and recognizing the truth of who we are, and disassociating ourselves from our mind and body, and becoming the spirit, the true spirit that we are, the universal consciousness and the absolute one. Let's slowly get into our hearts and find that beautiful spark of light in our hearts. And expand this beautiful light, the soul, the spirit, the true you that resides in your heart, and expand it out of your body. Expand it like a balloon, just growing bigger and bigger. And as this light expands, it shows the truth behind everything. The truth that we are all just this energy and this beautiful consciousness. Expand it throughout the building that you are in. As it expands, see that your physical body, your building, all of that just changes into just energy. When you close your eyes, you can see the truth. With the physical eyes, everything that you're seeing is just an illusion. When we close our eyes, we see the truth of who we are. It's not the image in the mirror. Instead, this beautiful light that we are. Let's now expand this beautiful light outside, throughout the city that you are in. And see the roads, the animals, the plants, and the oceans and the rivers transforming into this one consciousness, the same energy with no difference in the energy itself. See the interconnectedness between everything. See that you and I are just the same. Where in this do you see limitations? And where in this do you feel that you are not enough? See the beautiful consciousness that you are, that ties up with this entire universe. And see that you are, in fact, the creator who created this universe. How can you ever be not good enough? Who is not good enough? If every human, every animal, everything that exists in the universe is created of same consciousness and energy, who in this entire universe can ever be not good enough? And who is telling you that you are not good enough? It's just the limiting mind, which is absolutely false and has no truth in it. Let's now expand even bigger out of the planet Earth into the galaxies, out of all the galaxies, into the different planes of existence, going into the fourth plane, just increasing the size of your ball in all directions, up and down, right and left, front and back. Expanding it out through all the planes of existence and entering into the seventh plane. See the door to the seventh plane opening up, where the unconditional love of the source of the consciousness with no limitations lives, and you have access to the seventh plane, where there are no laws, no rules, no regulations, no limitations. And allow that beautiful doors to open up, pouring in this beautiful white light with beautiful gold sparks, and fill yourself up with this unconditional love, because that's what you are truly made of. Everything else is just false. All your fear, all your anger, your resentment, your rejection, your lack of self-worth, your guilt and shame and embarrassment, all of that is just false. Doesn't even exist, it's just an illusion. This unconditional love that goes through every atom in this whole universe is what you truly are. Feel your self-worth. What is your self-worth? How much are you worthy of? $1 million? Maybe $1 billion? Or maybe even more? What if you are worth infinite? Isn't that true? If you created this entire universe, this earth and this humans and the money, then what is your true self-worth? And if you are made of this abundance energy, where is any limitation? Let's now walk through the seventh plane, joining all of us in the 0 point source. And let's now go into the healing temple, walking in to this beautiful crystalline structure of a beautiful huge dome, completely white. When you enter in, every time you come in, you see different things. Walk around and feel this highest energy vibration that exists here, which consists of only the highest truth, with absolutely no limitations. When you come to this temple, anything is possible. Whatever you ask for will be done. Do you have confidence to ask for what you want? Because you are the observer and you are the creator. You are the one who is asking, and you are the one who is giving yourself. There's nothing else in this world. Let's now form a beautiful circle in the center of this healing temple. Let's sit down and hold our hands right and left. Taking a deep breath. And see the beautiful alchemy symbol in the center of the healing temple. And let's now call in our guides and angels, the gods and the goddesses, the entire divine beings in this entire universe who are here to help us, the earthly beings, to let go of all our limitations. And realize and understand that all of these beautiful divine beings and we, the humans, are all one. They are not different from us. We are just in a different form. We are just inside of this human body. That's the only difference. And feel their love for us when they enter in. And they are sitting in circles behind us, around us. And let's call in all of our spirit animals. All of us have about 9 spirit animals, or even more than that. You will see these beautiful little beings running around us. Helping us feel the joy, the excitement, and the true bliss from within. And breathe in their love, their affection, their compassion towards us. I'm asking for all our spirit animals to send us the best healing possible and send us their blessings. The blessings of change. And these spirit animals walk with us every second of our lives. We just don't know it. They bring new opportunities into our lives. They connect us with the right people at the right time. They are all around us, jumping around, helping us every step of the way. And we can ask. The more we ask, the easier for them to help us. What it is that you want at this time in your life. Have the guts to ask and feel that you deserve it. And be ready to receive it. The only reason why you might not receive what you're asking for is only if you're not willing to receive it. I am willing to receive because I deserve. And feel that energy of it. I'm willing to receive the abundance, the true abundance of this universe, because I deserve abundance. And let's now break the glass ceiling that is around you. Everywhere that you are blocking yourself from what it is that you want, I'm asking the spirit guides and angels to break these walls around us, the barriers around us that we have built, and allow yourself, allow them to help you break these barriers. And these barriers you have built with your own self-sabotage, where you believe that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve, that you're not worthy. It's these self-sabotage statements that is building these barriers over barriers. I'm invoking the violet flame at the center of the circle that we are sitting, so we can break these barriers, let go of our self-limiting beliefs. Every way we have put a ceiling to our income, to what it is that we can achieve. Let's break those ceilings. What is possible for an infinite being? And what is not possible for an infinite being? And who are you? You are an infinite being who is capable of doing anything and everything in this universe. And see the beautiful violet flame spreading in all directions. And see yourself sitting in this violet flame. Feel the smell of this violet flame. How does it smell like? And breathe it in. It's not hot. It's just warm and good temperature. And imagine and visualize and see it clearly around you. See the violet flame in all directions across you, in every single cell in your body. I'm calling forth on all the self-sabotage, self-limiting beliefs that you have about yourself to come up, 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 and allow yourself to release it. It might come in from different chakras. Tune into your root, to your sacral chakra, because this is where usually we store a lot of our self-limiting beliefs, our fears about ourselves and about the world. Every way you fear success, I'm asking all of that energy to come up, up, up. Every way you fear failure, every way you think you don't deserve what it is that you really want in this life. All of the self-sabotage and self-limiting beliefs, see it arising from within your body. Every way that you have decided that something is not possible for you, all the judgments that you have about yourself, of what is possible, what is affordable, let's bring it all up. And anything and everything that you are ready to release, all the limiting beliefs, all the limiting contracts and agreements that you have, all the cards, all the entities, all the negative energies within you, everything that you are ready to release at this time, I'm asking your personal spirit guides and angels to help you release it, to cut the cords around you. And releasing and offering all of that to the violet flame of transmutation and transformation. See the black smoke releasing layer after layer. And now imagine a beautiful screen in front of you. We are going to change your past and your past patterns of self-sabotaging. I'm going to ask you a question. Whatever comes to your mind, whatever appears on the screen, just follow that. When is the very first time that you felt that you are not good enough, that you are less than others, that you're not good academically or financially? When was the very, very first time that someone made you feel that you're not good enough? And this might go back to your childhood memory. The very first time that your mom said something that made you feel that you're not worthy, that you don't deserve, that you're not good enough. Or it might be your father, or it might be your teachers, your friends and colleagues. And see the entire scene. See, where did you get this belief from? Who made you feel that you're not good enough? Who made you feel that you don't deserve to ask for things that you like? And this might most probably go to your mother or father. Are you ready to release their energy? Are you ready to release your mom's beliefs, your father's beliefs and points of view from your energy field? All the unharmonious cords and negative beliefs and limitations that you are holding from your mother and father, I'm asking all of that to be released across all time dimensions, space and realities. Guides and angels, please cut the cords. Thank you. And whose belief is this? Whose belief is that word of I'm not good enough? And it might go back to generations after generations. It might even come from your ancestral patterns. Now I'm calling forth on all of your ancestors, your mother, father's energy, even if they are alive, if they would like to have this healing. So we can release them from your energy field. I'm calling in all ancestors of everyone in the call. You might see them in front of you or behind you. And wherever this pattern of I'm not good enough started off in your genetic line, how many ever generations back and how many ever past lives back that this particular pattern started, I'm also calling in all of your past life characters. And now I want you to become this conduit of unconditional love energy from above and see the source light coming in through the top of your head, collecting it all in your heart, and see it as this beautiful white, pure source energy. And see it all getting collected in your heart. And release it from the front of your heart through a small opening. And allow this energy out to your ancestors, to all of your past life characters. Wherever this pattern of I'm not good enough started in your genetic line, I'm asking all of that to be cleaned and cleansed and removed across all time, dimension, space, and realities, across all of your ancestral lines and all of your past lives. And take a deep breathe in. As you breathe in, breathe this beautiful source energy coming in from the top of your head. And see this beautiful light coming out of your heart, going to them. Everyone that this light touches will heal and remove all of the self-sabotage energy across all genetic lines so that we don't have to pass it on to our future generations. And feel that energy going out, and everyone who are healed, see them one by one flying up into the source light. Everyone from your ancestral lines, from your genetic lines, from your past lives, even from your future lives. See the energy going out from your heart, releasing all the lack of self-worth, lack of self-confidence, all of that which is coming only from self-sabotage. Few of them might need more healing. Allow them to sit with you and receive this energy. Everywhere that you are still holding on to these self-limiting beliefs that you're not good enough, you're not worthy of abundance, you're not worthy of achieving your soul purpose, that you don't deserve to be abundant, you don't deserve to achieve what it is that you want to achieve. I'm asking all of that to be uncreated, deleted, and restored across all time, dimension, space, and realities. And all the lessons that you're trying to learn by holding on to this self-limitations. I'm asking those lessons to be downloaded in you right now. And you will see it as different geometrical signs and symbols entering in through the top of your head. And the major lesson that I can see is you stepping into your own true power and you knowing your truth. Because most of the past generations and ancestral lines never knew the truth of who they were. In fact, you might be the first person in your genetic line understanding the truth of who you are while being in this human existence. So they did not get to heal themselves. But you are changing the pattern of your genetic line. You know the truth of who you are, where you're coming from, and what it is that you came here for. And it's your decision to change this pattern that we humans are living in. And you now have the power to step into your true value, your true power with no limitations. And that's the lesson the self-sabotage is trying to teach you. So now I'm asking the source energy to download you with this lesson. I know how it feels like to step into my true power. I know how it feels like to live my true value. I am worthy of all the abundance that this universe have. Because in fact, I created this whole universe. How can I not deserve? And I know how it feels like to live in true abundance. Abundance of love, abundance of money, abundance of food, abundance of energy, abundance of all that I ever want and need in my life. I am abundance. I'm asking the source energy to download you with these beliefs and points of view. And I am enough. And I know how it feels like to feel enough. I have enough. And I am enough. My skills and talents and abilities are enough for this world, for this earth. And see if there is a color to this I am enough energy. What color would it look like for you? Whatever color comes in your mind first, allow that color to enter in from the top of your head, filling up your huge energy ball. Your energy field would be about 6 to 12 feet around you. And see this beautiful energy. I see it as green color. You might be seeing as different colors. And see this liquid light just filling up your energy field, letting go of everywhere that you feel that you're not enough. Uncreating and deleting, destoring it across all time, dimensions, space, and realities, and filling you up with this I am enough. I am enough for this world. My knowledge and wisdom is enough for me to create the change that I'm here to do. The money that I have is enough. Because when you feel that you are enough, that's when you will be ready to receive even more. The feeling of not enough money, not enough food, not enough energy will only create more and more lack and scarcity. And canceling and deleting all of that lack and scarcity energy across all time dimensions, space and realities, and feeling this I am enough. I am truly enough. And see that beautiful color around you as we are now starting off with the 15-minute silent meditation. You will be repeating the mantra in your mind. For next 15 minutes, I will be silent. If any thoughts come up, that's completely fine. Just allow it to come and go. And when you become aware of your thoughts, come back to the mantra and keep repeating this particular mantra in your mind over and over again. And feel into the sound of that mantra. And you will continue sitting in this beautiful healing temple with this beautiful violet flame around you as it continues removing layers and layers of limiting beliefs and limitations that you might have. I will repeat the mantra 3 times and I will stay silent for the next 15 minutes. Take a deep breath. And feel the violet flame around you. And any ancestors or your past life beings, anyone around you, let's send the final energy, healing to them. See this beautiful source energy coming in from the top of your head, out through your heart, and expand it 360-degree around you. And see them all receiving this beautiful healing and going back to the source light. And I'm asking all the ancestral beings and past life beings to be released now. And I'm asking all of them to be returned back to source light with the highest healing possible at this time. Take a deep breath and let them go. And from now on, if you're going to live a new life of positive beliefs about yourself, I am enough, I am worthy, I deserve abundance and love, and I deserve more money in my life. I deserve more clients because I'm worthy. My skills and abilities and talents and gifts are enough for me to help them heal. If from now on you're going to live this new life of complete self-confidence, complete self-worth, and completely trusting and believing in yourself, how would this life look like? And I want you to run this full movie of yourself, of your future, in the screen before you now. How would you wake up in the morning? How would it make you feel when you have this feeling of I am enough? I have all the power that I need. And I can create anything and everything that I want in this life. And let's call in your guides and angels and the Creator to this beautiful movie. Of course, you can't see them with your physical eyes, but see them with your inner eyes, with your true inner eyes. See how they are helping you every step of your way. How can you be any limited from what it is that you want? You have this beautiful spiritual team around you, beautiful spirit animals, super powerful and all powerful. The only difference between you and them is that you are in human body, and therefore your human mind is creating limitations for you. But they are as their true self, their energy as energy beings. And they are helping you every step of the way. And see them around you in the movie that you are seeing. See how they are helping you. See how they are bringing you the opportunities, bringing you the right people at the right time to your life. And feel yourself completely empowered, It's not just you, there's this whole team around you who's working for you, who's helping you. How would you create your life to be, knowing how powerful you are, and see it happening right in front of you now? See your desires, your dreams becoming a reality. See yourself having all that you want: the house, the car, the clients, traveling around the world, the happiness and the joy and the excitement that you actually deserve. And you deserve it, and you deserve all of it at the same time. And you are worthy of it. And feel that I am enough. And see yourself 1 month from now, completely a new you. Every time your mind comes up with some kind of negative limiting thoughts, you just say, shut up, because you know that it is false. That's the true power. When you have the guts and the courage to tell, shut up, to your mind, that's when you take back your power. Until you let your mind to control you, until you are submissive to your mind, nothing is going to change. You have the power to overpower your mind. Every time your mind comes in, peeps up and tells you you're not good enough, how would you react to it? And step into your true power, because you know the truth of who you are and what you have come here for. How many years would you waste listening to your mind, all the mind chatter? It's enough. Now is the time for you to step into your true power and override all of those beliefs, because it can change in just a single decision of yours. And the decision you have to make right now. I am not gonna let my mind control me. I am powerful. I can create anything I want in this life. And how would your life look like when you live that life? When you take back your power. And every time you silence your mind from pulling you back, the mind forgets. And you create a new pattern of positive beliefs. And changing your beliefs in your mind is everyday process, every second of your life. It's not one-time healing process. Every time your mind comes up with something that stops you, stamp on your mind and walk front. Face the fear in front of your eyes and step on it anyways. And feel that courage, the confidence, the belief in yourself. From here on, I am gonna make the decisions, the true I, the soul, the spirit that I am, and not the human that I am. And see how your life is changing. Just by a single decision, you have changed your entire future. And see your dreams and goals and your targets achieved one by one. See that house, see that car, see your dream life, full of joy and excitement and love and abundance. This is what you were waiting for so long. And everything in your life changed with just that single decision that you made in this session right now. I am going to live my life in my terms. And every time you say the word I, my, it refers to your soul, your true spirit, not your human self. And your true I is the all-powerful super consciousness, the universal consciousness that creates and runs this whole universe. That's the true power of you. And breathe it in. This quantum jump is confirmed for you to access the timeline of your intention safely and effortlessly. I request that the energy released from this quantum jump is the amount that will only give a positive outcome of flow and ease. I allow myself to be a pure, clear conduit and connection to all parallel lifetimes, universes, and dimensions to assist you to progress in the area of your intention. I request access to the healing energy for support in this transition. I request that the most successful parallel lifetime in the area of your intention is safely accessed, aligned, and configured to your energy, matrix, Akashic records, DNA, and soul blueprint. All the lessons that you have learned through the session and through your experience in this life. I'm asking all of these lessons to be marked as complete and removed from your Akashic records so you can start this new life, this new beginning. I request balance of all karmic equations have taken place. All opposition energy is removed and cancelled. All sabotage, curses, blocks, or belief systems are dissolved. Confirmation that the relevant genetic sequences are turned off that prevent the parallel time of your intention. Confirmation that the relevant genetic sequences are turned on to produce your intention so you can quantum jump to the parallel timeline of your intention for your highest and best good. Confirmation of the successful timeline is now accessed. Confirmation of flow and ease for your desired outcome. Now you can repeat this in your mind. I choose to allow the new timeline and parallel universe to be safely aligned for my desired outcome from this time forward. I choose to feel expansive. I choose to love myself. I choose to love the universe. I choose to receive abundance from the universe. I am willing to receive the true abundance, abundance of money, abundance of love, abundance of clients, abundance of all that is needed for me to live my true life purpose. I choose the new parallel timeline for my intention to manifest. I allow and receive all that universal source energy has to offer for freedom, peace, love, and abundance. I choose to maintain my new existing parallel universe from this point forward. It is done, it is done, it is done, and so it is. Take a deep breath. And let's now feel the gratitude. And let's thank all the guides and angels, the Creator, the universe, the gods and the goddesses, the spirit animals, the healing temple, the ancestors and your past life beings who came in today, and everything else that we don't even know of that's assisting us in this life. Feel the gratitude and feel gratitude for yourself. See how committed you are for your transformation and appreciate yourself. You are your biggest asset. Love yourself and hug yourself for who you are, because you are truly magnificent. And feeling that gratitude for yourself, we are now slowly coming down. Gonna count from 10 to 1 as we slowly come down through all the planes of existence. 10, getting ready to leave. 9, feeling the shift. 8, feeling aligned with this new universe, the new parallel universe that you are coming down to. 7, preparing for the transition. And 5, taking a deep breath. 4, feeling the new connection, getting ready to live your new life. 3 and 2, getting ready to start. And 1, ready to start your new life. Take a deep breath, wiggle your toes and fingers, stretch yourself a little bit, and you can slowly open your eyes when you're ready. How are you all? I would love to see your faces. All of you have turned off your videos. Drink some water, give yourself some rest and break. It was a huge session today. Never expected the ancestors element, but it just came in. Okay, so I'm gonna see you next time. I hope all of you enjoyed the session. Do send me your feedback. All right, thank you so much. Love yourself. Love, love, love. Love everyone, love everything, and love yourself. All right, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Vishnu. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.